welcome, folks. Welcome. Woo! We love it. We're back here for another episode of Big Chats with Ricky West. We're rocking the Big Tua jersey, and we have another special guest with us today. And he goes by the name of Big Oak, Jordan Oaken.
How we doing,
Welcome,
everybody?
welcome.
Very nice. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to be here, you're more than welcome, Jordan. Thank you for coming
Oh,
in.
it's a pleasure.
Thank you. So today we're gonna get the ball rolling with hockey and the Florida Panthers. Can the Florida Panthers make another miracle run like they did last year and get back to the Stanley Cup Finals, but this time come up on top? What do you think?
In my opinion, Eric, it all starts with health. Health is number one in hockey, and if they can stay healthy, I believe so.
Health is number one in a lot of sports. I'd say health is number one in pretty much every single sport there is because you need your superstars to be there so that way they can step up.
Absolutely. I'm a big believer in Tua, but I will continuously say it. As long as he stays healthy, I see us as a Super Bowl caliber team.
Factual. We are on hockey right now. I love it. Um, yeah, no. So, I mean, the Florida Panthers, going back to them, Matty Chuckers had a rough outing in the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm not going to lie. I think the refs were definitely not on his side. I think there was a lot of bogus calls against him, and it put him out for the rest of a few games. It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. The loss of a lot of players and injuries and
Yeah.
things that led to us not being a healthy team, but we still made the Stanley
What
Cup
were
final.
what were all the Ekblad injuries again?
Oh my god, whether it was a hand, it was a knee, there were too many.
Unreal.
There were too
Unreal.
many.
Yeah. Aaron Ekblad. All right, yeah. I mean, Florida Panthers, I believe in them. They're a great team. Not too hot of a start to the season right now. Uh, they're
But it's just the
definitely
beginning. It's just the beginning.
correct. They're definitely trying to get the
3
ball
games in.
rolling, and I have faith. I believe, after watching two teams, two eight seeds make finals last year, you just really can't count anybody out anymore.
You gotta love
And
it. You gotta love it. Playoff hockey is just on
miracle,
another level. It's
miracle run from both organizations, the Miami Heat and the Florida Panthers. It was very fun to watch.
you gotta love it. I mean, as a Miami fan, that was the time that FAU was doing what they were doing and all these sports.
Yeah,
Someone's gotta
March
finish this.
Madness.
Someone's
Wow,
gotta finish. It's
bro,
gonna be
and
this one.
and not only was FAU rolling in March Madness, but UM went to the Final Four as well.
UM went to the Final Four. That was so surprising, but you gotta love it.
Yeah, that was rowdy. That was rowdy.
You gotta love it.
So moving on from hockey, though, I do have a big question for you and for everybody. I'd like everybody to drop comments in and let us know how you feel about this because I know the ladies love her. Taylor Swift, is she good or bad for the league? What's your take,
It's
Big Oak?
honestly, I everyone's gonna hate me for saying this, but in a little way, it might be good for the league. You now have women watching football, and I'm not gonna say women weren't watching football, but there's a lot of women now that you wouldn't expect
Correct.
to know football. And
Correct. They're now willing to learn the game of football.
you gotta watch with a man, and they'll be explaining it pretty much the whole game. But
Correct.
there's that other side is it's an interruption. It's a complete interruption to the game now. You got people posting signs saying they're not Taylor Swift. Like, what is this? It's incredible. She's taken over in a way, but to have more women watching and more women into the game because you say it's a man's sport, you gotta love both sides.
Yeah. I mean, not even just like from the women's standpoint, just overall, you see a drastic change in 400% increase of Travis Kelsey jersey sales. And I'm sure it's not just Travis Kelsey jersey sales. I'm sure it's sales across the entire league. Um, a lot of people are starting to get more jerseys. You see a spike in views of the league as a whole. Um, but yes, I know a lot of people are starting to like or have been annoyed that whenever Taylor Swift is at a football game, the camera is on her like I'd say probably at least 25% of the airtime. It's pretty freaking ridiculous.
Whether they're
It's like the
watching,
play ends, Taylor.
yeah, whether it's a celebration or they're watching the players on the bench look up and smile and wave at her, it's too much. It's
Yeah,
too much.
yeah, and I also saw this on social media the other day. The NFL had a piece of tape at the box that Taylor Swift was at. They had a piece of tape on the wall there that said Taylor. So the camera guys know what box to look for. They see that bright pink piece of tape there and they just zoom in right there. They know Taylor's there and that's it. That's all she wrote, folks. It's unbelievable.
It's
It's
too easy.
unbelievable.
It's too easy. And there's a situation. I don't know if you know this,
Mike
but
the situation?
there's a whole conspiracy that she waited till the Jet game to go to the Jet game. Eric, I don't know if you know this, but to go to the Jet game was taking a lot of attention off of her and her private jets. I don't know if you know this, but she totally waited to go to that game. I believe it. I
Yeah.
totally believe it.
Yeah. I mean, there was hype all week leading up to that game of her being at that game. So, of course, a lot of people were expecting her. I'm sure a lot of people just showed up to try to catch her walking in to the game. Um, it's very tough just pulling up, walking in. It's tough for a superstar of her caliber to be living the life that she lives.
Yeah, and to fully elaborate on what I was saying is if you look up on Google and you look up Taylor Swift Jets, before that game, there was a lot of hate, a lot of things that was not good for Taylor Swift online for everyone to see. So her going to a New York Jet game, if you now look up Taylor Swift Jet, it's all these posts about her at the game and Travis Kelsey getting a touchdown and her celebrating with Travis Kelsey's mom and no more hate. You can't see it. It's not the first thing that comes up anymore.
No more, no more, no more, no more. Hit
Don't
the
you
road, Jack.
never
Don't you
come
come
back
back.
no more.
Ideal, ideal. All right. So we got something crazy that was brought to my attention. This is pretty unbelievable. But there's an industry planted fan by the NFL, they believe. Jordan, please elaborate on this.
So I don't know if anybody's been watching the NFL as much as I have, but every single game I got my eyes on the screen, and I own something called Red Zone. I'm sure everybody knows about it that
Correct.
watches football. And if you're watching Red Zone, you don't specifically watch one game for so much time. But if you paid attention to the Chargers game this past week, there was one lady that showed up on the screen. If you were watching Red Zone, you saw her at least 2 or 3 times. Now, if you were at the game, apparently they said she was on the screen 5 or 6 times. Now, Eric, everybody was a little this lady's it's game what 6? It was week 6, and
Yeah.
this lady's gonna don't know what she's gonna do if the Chargers don't win the game. They didn't ended up winning. They did not end up winning the game, so we don't know what happened. But she did not look happy when they were losing, and she seemed real happy when they scored a touchdown. With this being said, some investigation happened post game, and she was spotted at a Vikings game, also in Vikings gear, and doing the same thing.
That's
Is that kind
actually
of? It's kind of
unreal.
sus.
It does seem industry planted, but the only thing that I could think of besides that, does she have a twin?
This is possible, but
Do you think
I don't
there's a
know.
twin?
I don't know, Eric.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't
there
know,
there are
Ricky.
a lot of twins on this planet, so you can't count that out. But that is very wild. That's wild that they even like picked it up and noticed it. That's actually insane.
It's crazy.
She could just be just like a hometown super fan for wherever the hell she goes. I don't know who she is
Some are
or what
saying a
she
robot.
does.
Some are saying a robot.
Is she industry planted by the NFL?
This is
Folks, tune in. Let us know. Go look up the video. Drop comments. We need to know now.
let us know
Now.
please.
Oh my. Jesus. I'm very interested now.
I'm
I'm gonna
super
have to do
intrigued,
I'm gonna have to do a lot of digging on my own.
as you should.
I might even drop a comment. Who knows, folks? Get in, get active. I'll interact with you. We're here, big chats, baby. All right. So, next topic of the day, we're going to talk about the speedster, the legend himself, Tyreek Hill. He is well on pace to break 2,000 yards right now. But the thing is, he was pretty much in the same spot that he was in right now last year. The guy was going off. He was going berserk. Uh, he was averaging crazy amount of yards a game. I'm pretty sure he's averaging like in the upper 130s right now, which is
It's insane.
insane.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, the guy's putting up ridiculous numbers consistently. He did say before the season started, he's going over 2K. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think it's up to the health of Tua Tagovailoa and whether or not he could stay in these games. They're looking great. A lot of people before the season were talking smack about the Tua jujitsu, learning how to fall ordeal. But I think it's been turning out pretty well so far. But Tyreek Hill,
Very well.
the guy is unbelievable. The guy is running by people. The guy is breaking free like it's nobody's business. The guy is getting open because nobody can guard him. He's unguardable.
And even when Tua's calling his own play and Tua just says go,
Literally.
it's a easy peasy.
Literally, like the moment. So I was at the Dolphin game this week, and you just see Tyreek line up on, I believe it was the right side of the field. It was my end zone that I was in, that Tua bombed it to him too.
Where they were going,
You
yes, it
just
was the right
you
side.
just see Tyreek take off, and I jump up from my seat and scream Reek. Tua just throws an absolute dot because
He's insane.
because you just see Reek just break a huge distance away from this defender, which immediately that's when I jumped up. But Tua was going there the whole time, whether that
At least
defender
the
was
five,
with him or not.
at least the 5 yard.
Correct. He
Oof.
broke away from this man and made this guy look like he was his child.
He makes
It wa-
everyone look like they're their children.
it was
They're his children.
unbelievable.
It's disgusting.
It was absolutely unbelievable.
I'm just
And
happy that I get to go to these home games and you get to go to these home games. And I get
correct.
to see this guy live. And we knew that that's what was coming. And with a quarterback like Tua, he makes it happen.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh
And
my God.
Tyreek, he does it so casually
Oh
too.
my God. It's crazy. He had cramps after that catch for every other catch he had. And he just continues playing. He has such heart for the game. And that's what you
Yes.
have to love. You have to love those guys. Those guys are going to get you to a championship. Those guys are going to win you a Super Bowl.
Correct.
And
Tyreek Hill
the
is a
the
Super Bowl
Dolphins
champ.
have those players. They have those players. Reek is going to make it to 2000. In my eyes, he's going to break that record.
Absolutely.
That record's going to be shattered.
Absolutely.
Shattered.
And honestly, at the pace that's going, like you could put maybe like Josh Allen. The only person who I think is in real MVP contention right now,
Yeah, who else?
with Tua
And Reek.
and Tyreek is gonna be Brock Purdy. I think Brock
That's a hot
Purdy
take.
I think Brock Purdy is him. Um He very rarely turns the ball over. The Niners offense is a force. They had one bad week. You can't judge a team based off of a week. You just can't.
You cannot.
Uh And I mean, usually, like you see in all these games that the Niners playing, yes, they have arguably the best defense in the league, which does help their offense do this. But usually by the end of games, you just see them pulling away. Yeah, it kind of stays close in the first half, but then by the end of the game, they're up by like 20 plus points on like every team that they play.
That
It's always a
defense is
runaway.
stellar.
Christian McCaffrey's star studded. They got Debo Samuel. They got George Kittle.
Brandon Ayuk,
They got Brandon Ayuk. It's just an
Jawan
absolute
Jennings to just
star-studded
put him in
roster.
there.
Who the fuck is Jawan Jennings? I don't know.
He's good. I like him.
He might be he might be a nobody starts this guy in their fantasy league because he's not good, but he's on the team. Okay, we'll say Jawan Jennings.
He is on the
Um,
team. He is on the team.
but the only reason why you're saying Jawan Jennings is because of Brock Purdy. And I believe Brock Purdy is phenomenal, and he is going to be top tier.
I don't know. I kind of do want to argue it on it, Eric. I don't believe he's going to be near the race at all. I think everybody agrees that it's the system, and in my
Yeah.
eyes, any
Well,
quarterback,
no, I don't. I
any
don't think it's
any
the
court. Okay,
system.
put me in there. Put me in there, and I'm doing exactly what Brock's doing right now.
Yeah. No,
Exactly what Brock's doing right
no,
now. That's in my
absolutely
eyes.
not.
That's an opinion.
And Brock Purdy has come in and just absolutely won games. The guy's a winner.
I think
It's
he's
what he
good.
does. But the clear runaway candidate for MVP right now is number one himself. I'm wearing the jersey, Tua Tagovailoa.
Come on, baby.
He is pretty much leading the league in every single major
It's
statistic that you
disgusting.
could be leading the league in.
You name it,
The
he's
one thing
first.
that he has to clean up is his interceptions. He cannot keep up the rate of like pretty much averaging a pick a game right now. He's averaging like just under a pick a game. You got to clean that up, buddy. Like I think CJ Stroud might have one pick, if that.
As someone that watches every single second of every single game, no matter what, I love the Dolphins so much. Even when red zone's on, I'll make sure to keep going back and forth to see every play of the Dolphins offense. With that being said, the system this season wants him to throw right when he sees it. So I think he's getting the ball out of his hands quicker this season, and I kind of like it. You're right. The interceptions need to stop. I think he could be a little smarter and maybe go to the second option. But as of right now, the first option's usually open, and they've been really quick. The release of the ball has been really quick. And I like to see it because he's still the most accurate quarterback in the league, the most yards in the league, passing yards after catch, everything. It's ridiculous. So even if it's a 5 to 7 yard dink, they're running for 20 after that. And I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, so you got another MVP candidate, I believe, in Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is also going to keep his name in there all season
Stellar
long.
quarterback.
He's been rusty the last 2 weeks. He's had a rusty 3 full games this season. With that being said, though, Josh Allen is an unbelievable QB. The Bills will always be considered a Super Bowl contender as long as he's there, and especially with Stephon Diggs there as well. Stephon Diggs makes him better, and Josh Allen makes Stephon Diggs better.
There's no
They
question.
they both complement each other very well. Josh Allen gets out and runs with the football. He's a big freaking guy that a lot of people can't tackle.
He's averaging like 10 receptions a game. It's averaging,
Yeah,
it's
that's
somewhere like 7 or 8, but
That's insane.
he's
See,
averaging
they
so many
they make each
receptions.
other better.
It's
They make
crazy.
each other better. Yeah, I think Josh Allen's phenomenal. I believe right now in the books, for some reason, Patrick Mahomes is the favorite to win MVP. I think that's just because to his health is always a question mark. But
Right now, too, is
I
the
I
favorite.
don't I don't I don't see how you could put Patrick Mahomes in like the betting odds as the favorite over Tua and Purdy in my eyes. I think yeah, the Chiefs are what, 5-1? They've won 5 in a row?
I, they lose twice?
No.
No,
No.
once.
They
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They only lost once. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah, they've won 5 in a row. The Chiefs' record is, I mean, the Chiefs' schedule is going to start getting a little bit tougher here. But for now, I mean, as long as they're winning games, that always looks good in the end of the day for an MVP race. So I can't see why. But the Mahomes numbers wise are not there. I don't see this being all Patrick Mahomes leading Kansas
No.
City to victories.
Do you see that pickup today?
Isaiah Pacheco has had a megalodonian game. Yeah, Mecole Hardman.
Cole's back on the Kansas City
Yeah, that
Chiefs.
means nothing to me. Um,
It actually does in our
bro,
fantasy league. You have
how, bro?
Kadarius Tony, and they're the same
Mecole
type of
Hardman was
player.
on that roster last year and did nothing,
I'm just saying, it's the
nothing.
same type of player. That's all.
But he won a Super Bowl.
Okay,
He
that's what I'm
did.
saying.
He did put a ring on the
He
finger.
does have a connection
But
already with
Mecole
Patrick
Hardman,
Mahomes.
I don't like. He was supposed to be their go-to guy at the beginning of the season last year, and Mecole Hardman was a absolute nobody.
Didn't they have someone else last year?
Juju Smith Shitster.
Okay, and
Shit Smith Poopster.
no, they got Valdez
Poo Poo
late in the
Smith
season.
Poopster.
Yeah, no.
Uh TikTok Smith Poopster. Yeah,
He was
yeah,
there though. He was there
yeah.
for a quick second.
Corvette. Um yeah, Poo Poo Smith Poopster was there. Cole was supposed to be their go-to guy. Was not. You know what? You know what though? You know what Patrick Mahomes is great at doing though? Distributing the football to everybody. It seems to me that everybody that steps on the field gets like two receptions a night at least. And you'll get Travis Kelsey with like six.
They
And
do throw the
then
ball like no
you
other.
know who he likes a lot this year though? Who their number one receiver is? Tell me, Jordan.
Travis Kelsey.
Rasheed.
Oh yeah,
I mean, not Rasheed Rice.
Rashi.
Rasheed Rice is on the Saints. Uh, what's the guy's name? Bro, I just had it and I got it mixed up with Rasheed Rice. Rish- oh no, it is Rasheed
It
Rice.
is.
It is Rasheed
I'm
Rice.
like, what are you saying?
I got it mixed up with Rashid Shaheed.
That's
Oh
Shaheed.
my.
Come on.
Rashid Shaheed.
I was like, it's not Reese.
He's
It's
been
so
nice too,
yes,
Rashid Shaheed.
Rice.
I like him. I think he's been a good player. Is he a rookie, Shaheed?
No, Shaheed was also on the Bills last year.
No shot.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow. He's been much better for the Saints. I like him a lot. He's definitely improved to a fantasy starter, I feel. The Saints wide receivers have kind of been rolling. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I mean, Calvin or Alvin Kamara has been
The
uh,
return.
has been insane, and that all the talks are no matter what, whether they're down, they have to throw to him, and when they're up, they just run the ball. No matter what the scheme or the game plan is, Alvin Kamara's a guy, and it was
Alvin,
very unexpected this year.
correct.
Very
Alvin
unexpected.
is acting like a McCaffrey right now.
I saw him playing a lot in preseason. I was like, "Oh, that's not good." You know, when they play him in preseason, they're trying to see
Yeah,
what he can
you
or
know what
can't
though? The
do.
Saints are in the shittiest division in football.
It
The
really
Saints
is.
have a very easy record, so they're not going to play too many great teams.
I looked at their schedule, and they were beating teams such as, or no, they lost to the Green Bay Packers by 1, and they only beat another team by like 3. I forgot what team. It just wasn't a good team. They do not look good, Eric. They do not look anything special. I think in the next 5 games, they might win 1 or 2. And at that point, you know how it goes. It's week 7 this week, and it's not looking bright. Um,
Yeah, so
the
we're hitting the
defense is
midway
getting
point
injured.
here soon. We're hitting the midway point in 2 weeks. And that comes with a lot of knowledge as to where you kind of see these teams are going to end up. Like you really see who's gonna who's like pretty much solidified themselves to make the playoffs. You see what teams are gonna be battling it out for the playoffs.
And who's the juggernauts?
Correct. And then there's always those back half heroes. Those back half teams who always
Such
do
as like
great.
Seattle,
Dude, the Bengals. The Bengals are
Bengals,
always a back half team. They always do great.
Cleveland, if Watson can come back. Because their
Yeah,
defense
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
actually
Cleveland
incredible.
Cleveland can't make a push. I think the Ravens are going to be battling.
But I think they're the most overrated team in the league. I got to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
completely
yes.
honest with you.
Yes, I do think they're overrated. But they're going to battle for a playoff spot. Are they going to go anywhere
You're
in the
right. You're right.
playoffs?
No.
Do I think so? No. But
First round exit, maximum second.
correct, correct. But you got to talk about like who's going to make the playoffs. So the Miami Dolphins have a major, major game coming up week 9 against the Kansas City Chiefs. That is going to be arguably the biggest game of the regular season.
In Germany.
It is in Germany, so it is early. And then there is the final week against the Bills. I think those two matchups. And then when do the Chiefs play the Bills?
The Chiefs play the Bills. Good question. I'm pretty sure later in the season.
I believe it's late in the season too. I believe it's like week 12, I
12,
want to
12
say.
to 14.
Yes. I think it might be 14, actually, now that you say that. But regardless, those three matchups are going to be Megalodonian.
Also,
When,
also this week. This week's one of the tougher
no,
ones too.
this week's a big matchup, but it's not as big as an AFC matchup.
I get it.
This week, Dolphins Eagles game of the week, Sunday night football.
2 5-1
Uh,
teams. It'll
I
definitely
have
be
to
the most
tune
watched
in.
game of the week.
Have
in
to
my
tune in.
eyes.
A lot of people think the Eagles are overrated right now and are not as good as their record show.
And a lot of people are saying that about the Dolphins
And
too.
exactly, and a
So
lot of
it's
people
good
are
to-
saying that about the Dolphins. So whoever comes out on top here is going to be massive. The Miami Dolphins have a 3-week stretch where 2 of those games they play the Eagles and the Chiefs. So you're really about to find out what this team is made of and who they really are.
It's incredible because I think if my prediction came out right now, I'm going to say 27-20 Dolphins. I think that we're really going to do well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not like these sports analysts where you pick scores and say something like you really just got to let the game talk. I got a buddy Jay who's an Eagles fan. Um, good luck to him. Good luck to the Eagles. That's all I have to say. Whatever happens after, the talking will happen after.
Yeah, we got
Plain and simple.
Justin Waxman also.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
Justin Waxman and
Wax on,
wax off. I'm telling you right now that they're going down. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So moving on from the NFL MVP race and all these key matchups and everything, we have. We're going to move on from sports here, folks. We're going to talk about McDonald's and how over time they've developed less workers. They probably at most come rush, they have like 3 or 4 people on.
More interesting topic. This is
Correct.
but important for everyone to hear.
Correct. And they've been building on this for probably, I'd say probably 10 years now. They've been building on the screen takeover.
Yeah.
You purchase through the screens.
If
you
you
do
walk in-
everything through the screens.
Yeah, if you walk into McDonald's right now, you know what you're going to find? No one at the counter.
Correct.
You're going to see your bag come to the counter by a person, sure, and then 2 or 3 others working the drive-through. But you cannot give your order now to someone at the counter. You have to touch a screen, pay on the screen, maybe open an app on your phone, and then you
Which
grab
screen?
your food.
Your phone screen.
But there are now not one person, 2 people at the counter. There's 0. There's no one at the counter. You can't talk to anybody anymore until your food comes out. I think this is actually incredible, Eric. I am stunned. I am actually
it's
more
where society's heading, Jordan.
more
It's where society's heading.
what's the word? What am I going for? I
I don't know.
approve, but I can't think of it. But
Well, I mean, it's kind of like robot vibes. Robots are going to take over a lot of people's jobs. AI is going to take over a lot of
it makes me
people's
think.
jobs.
It makes me
A
think.
lot of people are battling against the AI aspect. I know it's a huge thing in the courts right now. A lot of people are battling because a lot of lawyers are scared. Um, that's the big one. That's really the big one that's being battled about is that AI is not allowed to practice law when it can.
It's kind of impressive. It's just impressive to see them put a screen there, and they don't have to worry about any customers anymore. You've seen videos and all these things of what happens at McDonald's, and they were sick of it. They're done.
Yeah, McDonald's, it's pretty wild, but you know what? Honestly, I love it because I don't have to deal with any moron not hearing me, any moron giving me attitude because they don't want to be at work.
Or they're not paid much,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, any moron who's just a moron and doesn't need to be there. Like I don't need any negativity. So with me, I'm going to go pick what I want, be all happy, whatever. I don't eat McDonald's like that.
I go through the drive-through.
But
I don't need
I don't
to
need
go
to
inside.
deal with somebody who doesn't want to deal with me. And plus, like you see a lot of these fights on Twitter. A lot of these fights are at McDonald's, bro, because I mean the customers are rude to the worker, and then the worker is rude back to the customer. But now you eliminate that with a screen. You eliminate it.
It's crazy.
So I like it. Even though it's taking away jobs, which you don't like to see, obviously, we are people. The world is getting more and more populated. So more and more people are going to need jobs as time goes on. But I mean, in this aspect, man, I see a lot of positives,
At a place like this, I
a lot more
understand.
positives than you do
Yeah,
negatives.
at a place like this at McDonald's, I understand. All the people coming through and how quick you have to be. I mean, the one time I went in and I saw this, there wasn't a line. There wasn't people, you know, mad at what's coming out. Everything was right, according to the three or four people that I saw get food. But with that being said, it's it's impressive. It's awesome. I agree with you. I think it's a great change.
Folks, folks, we need claps. We need thumbs up to the video right now. We need thumbs up right now
Like,
because that was applaudful. Yeah, so the screen takeover, you're going to see it in a lot of places. McDonald's was definitely one of the first spots that you've seen. I've seen it. I walked into Krispy Kreme in
oh
Times
wow,
Square and they had the screen.
oh wow,
You're going to start seeing it in a lot of places. McDonald's, bro, I actually did the screen at McDonald's in Israel
oh wow,
when I was in Izzy
oh wow.
in 2018. So yeah, McDonald's has definitely been on this wave for a long, long time.
There's also some places, I don't know if you know, but that are doing completely like you don't even see a person,
Yeah,
and you're putting your food
screens,
in like a
bro.
window, and you on the other side that you purchase your food, you just open the screen, and you see it, you grab it, and you go.
Yeah, you know what? So there is actually you'll see some like ice cream spots now that are just robot vibes. You do screen and the robot will scoop your ice cream. The robot will put in the toppings. The robot does everything and the robot will hand you your ice cream.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Nuts.
Day
So
by day,
yeah, that's where the world's headed right now.
day by day.
But uh do you want to elaborate on this next topic, Jordan?
Yes, Eric, I would. It's a very controversial topic, but in this world nowadays, I don't think they're as popular as people want. But movie theaters. We're gonna get onto the topic of movie theaters, and what do you think, Eric? Do you still like going to the movies?
I love going to the movies.
Because I'll be completely honest with you, I haven't been to the movies in a while. Me and my girlfriend will stay at home. We'll watch a movie at home.
Correct. I agree with being home and watching movies at home because I mean there's a lot of streaming services nowadays for you to watch movies at home. There are a lot of great movies coming out
Yeah,
on
that's
those streaming services to watch at home. But There's nothing like the theater experience. You can't get that at home. And second, nowadays you have all these movie theaters with all these reclining seats. So it's very comfy to go in, lay down, watch a movie at the theater as well
Yeah.
as laying down in your bed. And on top of that, there are just phenomenal, phenomenal movies that some I just don't want to wait to see. Some, yes, I can wait. I do wait for it to come out on the streaming services. But if you're not a person like me who has every single streaming service there is, then you're not going to have access to just every movie that comes out uh, that leaves the theaters. Unless you decide to pay for it through like Amazon or something, you can do that. But personally, to me, my fiance and I, we love going to the theaters. It's definitely a big date night of ours that we love doing. Dinner, the movies. Um, a lot of people love to see the movies. You see, I mean, I absolutely hated the Barbie movie. I thought it was the worst movie that came out
Didn't
like
see it. Didn't
ever
see
in
it.
the history of ever. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but with that being
Did you want?
said,
Did you want
you
to see
did
it?
see what Barbie did. Like, it brought so many people together to the theater. So many people were dressing up
It
for
was a big
this.
seller.
It
It was
was
a big
it was
seller.
unbelievable. And honestly, I can't imagine. My favorite movie that I saw this year in theaters was definitely Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was unbelievable. Top tier movie. You have to go see it. Hats off to the director, to everybody that was in the movie. Um, it was just an unbelievable top tier film. Had you really drawn in, had the heart in it, had the mind in it. You were never, ever taken away from the film at one point. And I think me seeing it in theaters just ultimately added on to that experience. And it was just phenomenal to see.
I'll be completely honest. I used to enjoy, love, adore going to the movie theaters, getting your
Hmm.
candy, getting your popcorn,
Hmm.
soda, water, whatever you want. But I just feel now that it has gone down a little bit in the sense of people wanting to go and the want, the real I need to be in front of that big screen.
Yo, look at
I don't think
this.
that attraction is there
Look at
anymore.
this.
I might just be saying that because my nearest theater, I, the robbery. Yes, the robbery. Oh my
Insane.
god. But yeah, I feel like
Oh
maybe
my
because my
goodness.
theater had closed closest to my house that people aren't going anymore, but I don't know. I just me- I- some people do like to go still, some people don't. I don't know. I don't know if it was COVID
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people definitely go to the theaters still. There are still like box breaking um
records.
records. Yeah, I know like Spider-Man was post-COVID. Spider-Man absolutely shattered the whatever they call it, the box records and stuff. I'm sure Barbie put a big dent in that as well.
Oh, for sure.
I know Oppenheimer was a big one for people. Just all around the movies are big, but also if you don't know, all the big movies, all the most hyped up movies of the year come out at 2 points in time. The big stretch is summer. They wait for the big movies to come out over summer, and then the other time is the month of December. Holiday season is when also they drop big time movies. So those are the two times that they wait to drop these major, major
That's a good
films.
fact.
And uh, because it's the most available time for people to get into the theaters. Holiday season, you have everybody on winter break. All the kids are on winter break, everything like that. And then summer, the kids are out of school. Everybody's like, oh, summer vacation, yada, yada, yada. I know a lot of jobs are easier on summer. My fiance, where she works, her place does Fridays. You only have to work till 2
Wow.
over summer. So usually she's 9 to 5, but instead she's 9 to 2 over the summer on Fridays. It's fire. So yeah, there's just a lot more availability out there.
Oh, for sure.
Love to see it. Jordan, what's your favorite month and why?
Ah, this is honestly a tough one. I'll be completely honest with you. Um, because I think the easiest one to say would be your birthday. You know, your birth month, especially for women, because some of them celebrate the whole month, right, Eric? But with that being said, I'm gonna have to go with January, and it's not that common for people to say, but I like starting a new year, starting fresh from anything you've done bad. It's like a clean slate. And January is also a time that me and my girlfriend, New Year, New Me, have now been 2 years in a row going on New Year's cruises. So I think it's going to be a thing that every New Year's we're going to be on a cruise. We don't have to worry about which party we're going to, what family dinner we have to attend. I think it's easiest for us to just hop on a ship, fireworks go in the air from a Disney ship in the distance because no other cruise line does fireworks on cruises. But yeah, it's cool to see in the distance, and the party on the top of the ship is great. Um, but yeah, January, Eric. What about you?
I love January.
It's a great time. It's a great time of the year.
January is great. I love the December and January vibe. There's no other vibe in the world that you get than just the December and January type of times
Both of them, yeah.
of the year. It's it's just great times. January is actually my birthday month. January 31st, the
Hey,
big 3-1
hey.
baby. So
Didn't
like
think
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
I
no,
didn't
it's
think about
it's fire, it's fire.
it.
Plus something that like I've realized over time is there are so many January birthdays. Like, oh my
That
goodness.
you're saying?
Yes. Holy
I know
crap,
a lot of
dude.
Julys. That's funny.
Bro, there are a ton of January birthdays. Um Love to see it. I think the vibe's great and then I finish it off with my birthday, you know?
Yeah.
So like it's just a good cap to the month.
You got that right, Eric. I love
It's
it.
ideal.
I love it.
It's
We actually,
ideal.
I didn't know you were going to say that, and I chose that. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's pretty it's pretty funny that you said January.
Yeah.
Right when you said it, I smiled. I was like,
It's no, it's great. I mean, I got to be completely honest. I think January is definitely my number one. I would say July being my birth month would be definitely number two. Having it be during the summer, great time of the year,
yeah,
and
summer's fire.
I'm usually at camp. I've been doing it for the past 10 years, and I would say that 100% July would be second.
Fire. Fire.
Yeah.
Final topic of the day, music. And the one thing that I'm gonna say about music is that it's been absolutely dead.
It's been absolutely shit.
Rap is on the biggest downfall that I've seen of our lives right now. And it's crazy because so Rolling Loud Miami always every year always sold out, easy money. Never seen it not sell out until this year. This year was the first time that they were offering single day passes because they couldn't sell. They couldn't sell out. So they're like, crap, how are we going to make any money? We need to do single day passes right now. So like Rolling Loud's been taking a beating. You see a big name in the rap game, Lil Baby, not selling seats. Um,
Not making albums.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I, I want albums. We want albums.
You know what? Uzi dropped an album. A lot of people thought it was bad. Travis dropped an album this year. Travis's album, a lot of
And
people
and
think
Drake dropping a
think is
solo.
good.
Drake's holding
Okay,
it all
I
together
found
if you
this on the
ask me.
web for this year
What is
Travis's
going
album
on?
Mulatto. Check it out.
Siri, shut up, Siri. What is going on?
X.
Here's some news about X.
Oh my. That was crazy. That was crazy. Okay. That was insane.
First time for everything.
Yeah, yeah, that was
First time for
wild.
everything.
Yeah. So Travis Scott, his album ended up doing really well. But rap as a whole is dying. I think all these albums that these artists are releasing are not what they were 5, 10, 15 years ago. Um, seems like all these big artists are on a big decline. I've noticed a big rise in country music, but it's really only been two country artists that there's been a big music takeover in.
It's
And
clear as day.
yeah, and those two artists are clearly Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs. I think other than that, nobody in the world of music is really making a real name for themselves. It's just not popping off. Do I think EDM music festivals are very fun to go to and will forever be fun to go to? Yes, I do. But just in general, like, I don't know anymore, man. I think music's dying off. I'm just finding myself watching more and more TV on my phone rather than listening to music because, like, I just don't like much dropping. If I like a song, I'm going to listen to it a lot, but I just don't find much that I like lately.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's I keep listening to the same songs,
Correct.
and that's the problem.
Correct.
Is now I'm like, oh, do I have any more country to listen to? And you don't.
Correct. Yeah.
Or at
Like,
least the type of music we like. It's more of the hip hop country than
yeah.
just the
Yeah.
country that
Yeah.
some people
No.
are like despising. You know?
Yeah. Like, I don't like old country or like anything like that. But you see, I mean, there are certain country songs that I'll find
I
here and
do
there
I can name a
that
couple more
I
artists
like. I'm not gonna give the artist the credit if they have one song that I like by them or two songs
or
that I
one
like by
album.
them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's really killing me. It's beating me up because I do love rap.
I can only name
I
two other
love
I
hip
listen
hop.
to. I don't know about you.
Um, if you don't know Heads Carolina by Cole Swindell, go give it a listen.
Yeah,
It's
Colt Swindell
it's
don't know.
elite, absolutely
I
elite.
know Thomas Rhett and Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah, yeah. Thomas Rhett has some good songs. You have um,
Some love songs. It's good music.
you have yeah. I don't know. I can't even think of other
His
country
songs.
artists off the top of my head like that, bro.
Yeah, no, neither can I.
Yeah. So I mean, you see country music grabbing the world by the bulls. Has you bulls?
As you bulls.
Countries on the rise, which I think is pretty cool, though. I thought rap would be around for forever, but it's not.
It's
I'm
dying.
I'm a person open to many types of music. If you look at my music library, I'm all over the place. So pretty cool.
I'm just begging, praying for an album soon from Lil Baby. He was my favorite artist at the time, and I'm dying for some new music.
Yep.
I'm dying
Yep.
for it. Someone
Well,
like Roddy Rich also.
we'll see. We'll see. I'm
Roddy
I'm
Rich.
excited for a new Kid Laroi album. I'd like to
Yes,
see
you
that.
and we haven't heard anything.
Post's new album upset me. I
You
didn't
didn't
like
like
it.
it. Mm.
I like 4 or 5 songs off of it, but it upset me.
Sorry to hear that, Ray.
But with that being said, Jordan, thank you. Thank you so much
No, thank you,
for
Ray.
coming out.
Thank you so much for having
I really appreciate you. You're a great person, a great friend of mine.
me. Anytime, anytime.
There we go, folks. There we go. And folks, like, subscribe, and tune back in to Big Chats with Ricky West.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe.